pandemic has changed the way we do things in all aspects of our lives. And that is also true with real estate. While virtual showings have been around for many years in many markets, they became a lifeline for consumers and agents alike seeking to continue the home buying and home selling process in a safe and responsible way during the pandemic. And let's face it, with mass migration of Americans in a post-COVID work-from-home environment, virtual showings will continue to be a part of an agent's business for years to come. With that in mind, we put together our top 5 tips to having a successful virtual showing for you and the buyer. Before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button, then click the bell to be notified when we post new videos. And if you find this video useful, be sure to smash the like button, give us that great like. Tip number 1, use the tech the customer is most comfortable with. Real estate is, first and foremost, a service business. And to be successful, you must put the customer first. It may be second nature to tell the customer what video service you will be using for the virtual showing. However, the better route is to ask them what they are familiar and comfortable with. As a real estate professional, you should be familiar with the most common video applications like FaceTime, Google Meets, Zoom, and Skype. Tip number 2, make sure your cell phone is fully charged. Let's face it, real estate agents live on their phones, and battery life can be a struggle, especially when we're out showing homes in low signal areas. Make sure your battery is fully charged to ensure that you have enough battery to video chat with your customer, as video calls are huge power drainers, especially if you don't have a strong signal. Speaking of signal strength, that's our next tip. Number 3, check the signal strength when you get to the listing. Have you ever been on a Zoom call when the speaker had poor signal and they kept freezing? Or their video and audio was so garbled it was hard to make sense of what they were saying? It sucks, right? Don't let that be you. Walk the entire property before you connect with your customer to make sure that no matter what, no matter where you are in the home, you have at least 50% signal strength. If you don't, then it would be best to send several short 10 to 15 second videos of each room to the customer while you're at the property. Remember, this is their first time seeing the home, and first impressions matter. Speaking of first impressions, that's a great segue to tip number 4. Get the home show ready for its red carpet debut. A lot of preparation has gone into having a successful virtual showing, so let's elevate the customer's experience by walking the property, turning on all the lights, opening the blinds, turning ceiling fans on, closing toilet seats, and opening shower curtains. This is a great opportunity to also plan your path through the house for when you're live with your customer. You want the property to look amazing, and doing this will help them get a great first impression of that property. Making a great first impression, great segue to our final tip. Tip number 5, to horizontal or to vertical? That's the question. This is where most real estate agents crash and burn when it comes to having a successful virtual showing. When you initiate the video call with your customer, you should have your phone in the vertical position for the initial chat and pleasantries. When it's time to start the virtual showing, tap the flip button to use the camera on the back of your smartphone, and then rotate the phone to the horizontal position. This will help the property feel much more spacious, and it's also a more accurate way to highlight the property. The vertical position would make the property feel closed in and cramped. And I don't know about you, but I've never seen closed in and cramped on a customer's must-have list. Well, there you have it, our top 5 tips to having a successful virtual showing. I hope that you found it useful and can implement what we've talked about today to make your next virtual showing the best it can be. If you have any tips or tricks that you use when doing virtual showings, leave them in the comments below. Until next week, I'm Kevin Johnson with Century 21 One Blue and One Blue Real Estate School. Happy virtual showings!